What Now here at the news desk here at lunchtime on day 2 of Pro Tour Fate Reforged. It's time to put your thinking caps on and put yourself in the seat of all 8 players from our featured pod earlier in the weekend. Sitting beside me at the desk from Wizards of the Coast is Mr. Nate Price with all the technical goodies.
Oh, yes.
Ready to rock and roll?
Let's do this.
And meanwhile, over at the wall, we have, well, both expert and just resident give it a whirl, see whether you can beat the people at home, Mr. Hall of Famer Randy Buehler. Good to go, Randy?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do this. So you can see the pod there. We are going to start off with the number 20 ranked player in the world, that is Josh Utter-Leyton. Let's take a look at his first pick. So Josh Utter-Leyton, in the draft, he opened up and he went with Shuyun Silent Prophet. Why don't we take a look at his first pack? So there it is. And Shuyun, the Silent Tempest, is what he took. That was his first pick. So there you see it, going check mark there. So Randy, you're underway with Shuyun. So the question is, so what now?
All right, I've got an awesome blue card. I've got a blue card that kind of wants to be in an aggressive deck. I'd like to be able to trigger prowess. I'd like to be able to give things double strike. I look at this and Light Form is really the first card that I'm attracted to. It's a very good uncommon. Double white is less than ideal because that's not the same color as my first card, but I mean the best blue cards, Enhanced Awareness, Will of the Naga, these are not good enough for me to really want to take, so I think I like the Light Form out of this pack.
Light Form out of this pack. Nate, what do the people at home think?
Right now, Cover It Live's got a few people who are voting for Will of the Naga, but the overwhelming majority of people are going for Light Form, although Teamer Battle Rage after the last match is kind of getting a few
That
extra
looked great last round, didn't it? Yeah, Martin Muller may change the metagame on this card. That Teamer Battle Rage was a lot of fun last round.
But Light Form, in fact, was the pick. Light Form is what people went
Correct.
with. So that was Josh Utter-Leyton's second pick after Shuyun. All right, so next round the table was Ito of Japan. Let's see what he opened. Well, this was his first pick, and he went with the black card in the center there, Archfiend of Depravity. Pretty big commitment, already double black from the first card, Randy. So the question is, here comes pick 2, so what now?
All right, there's a dragon, but these 6-mana dragons aren't bombs. There's a Gurmag Angler, which is in my colors, so I like that. Aven Surveyor is quite a good card. It's in blue, it's double color, and another card. It's interesting. I feel like the Angler is the kind of card I can get a little later. The power level of Aven Surveyor is just enough higher. Wow, it's a tough spot. I don't think Saltwater Cliffs is relevant. I guess I'm gonna go Aven Surveyor here, but I'm not feeling great about going a double blue card right after I've done a double black card.
I was just gonna say, that sounds like a pretty scary mana
I may
start.
not play both of them, you know, and it's not like blue-black is a great archetype, but I think taking the best cards for those early couple of picks can be good. So I begrudgingly take the Surveyor and wonder if I should have taken Gurmag Angler.
Okay, Nate, are people scared of the double blue, or do they agree with Randy?
Actually, they do agree with Randy, although he's right. Like, begrudgingly taking the Aven Surveyor over the Angler, it was really close for a while, but the Surveyor is going to take it in the end.
All right, let's see what Koei Ito actually took. He goes double black, double blue to start with, and may end up giving up one or other of those colors as the draft goes on. Well, next round the table was Felipe Tapia Basera, the former Rookie of the Year from Chile. Let's take a look at his first pick. And he went, well, no surprise there, as Randy points directly to it,
Easy.
Whisperwood Elemental. It's not hard because that says Whisperwood Elemental wins you the game if it's still there in a bit. So Whisperwood Elemental kicks us off. We go into pack 1, pick 2. Question is, Randy, as ever, so what now?
All right, Hunt the Weak is a decent green card. Kinguard's all right. Soul Summons is a nice 2-drop. Channel Harm is nice. There's no great green card. Like, if I want to stay green, then I guess I have to take Hunt the Weak, which is not awesome. Soul Summons is actually pretty solid. Getting a good 2-drop is nice. Channel Harm's a nice trick, but like if I take either Soul Summons or Channel Harm, I'm also passing a good white card. Kinguard at 3/3, if you've got the lifelink, is pretty good. But I mean, the green deck, it's hard to remove a creature in a green deck. So I feel like when you know you're green, I think Hunt the Weak is my pick here. I definitely want to stay green. I want to have the ability to kill creatures in my deck. I could imagine any of 4 cards here being defensible, but I think I would Hunt the Weak here.
See, I'm all over Channel Harm, but then that card just scares me witless when it's in someone else's deck, so I want it. Nate, what do people at home think?
Things started off kind of split between all the cards we had up for selection, but in the end, Hunt the Week kind of runs away with the end vote.
All right, let's see what our former Rookie of the Year, Felipe Tapia Basera, does. He indeed chooses to Hunt the Week. You're doing very nicely, Randy Buehler. Next up, we have Mr. Luis Scott-Vargas. So here was his first pack. He looked around, saw what the options were, and he ended up with a white card up at the top left there. Let's take a look. He went with Valorous Stance, not the Irration Cleric, strangely enough. So now we have Valorous Stance in the pile. Here comes pick 2, Randy Buehler. So what now?
Windsguard Crag might be relevant. Obs on Captain's okay. Emissary, Sandstep Outcast. This is premium white common. I've already taken a white card. I mean, Harsh Sustenance might be interesting to me, but it's white-black. Lotus Path Djinn might be interesting to me. You can build a good blue-white aggressive deck. But Sandstorm Outcast is, my opinion, the best white common in the set. I've already taken a white card, so I don't see any reason to stray away from the Sandstep Outcast.
While we're there, I want to ask you about Harsh Sustenance, because it's obviously a huge commitment to white-black, but in multiple drafts we've seen this weekend, everyone is steering clear of those 2-color enemy color pairs, building towards clans. And we've seen multiple drafts where if someone had been bold and gone, yep, I'll take that Harsh Sustenance because I'm going to get more because no one else wants that black-white archetype.
Oh yeah, having somebody pass me a Harsh Sustenance is very interesting. If I'm in either white or black, you know, if I'm getting past 3rd or 4th pick Harsh Sustenance, I think moving in is totally reasonable, but Sandstep Outcast is probably higher power level than Harsh Sustenance anyway, and isn't a gold card. So I'm keeping in mind that Harsh Sustenance, like the dream is that it tables when nobody wants to white-black.
Right.
And I can get it later. But yeah, I think the Outcast, what you're saying makes a lot of sense, just not in this pack.
Sure. So, Nate, everyone at home on board with Randy?
I'm going to say 88% of them. It's kind of a runaway victory for the Outcast, yeah.
Okay, and it's a pretty good bet that Luis Scott-Vargas will do exactly that. He does. Sandstep Outcast, a great card, terrific there. So that's Luis Scott-Vargas. On we go round the table. Next up, one of the modern masters in the format, Sam Pardee. Let's see what he took first of all. Well, sometimes you just take the big fat gold
Not
card.
this dragon, but that dragon?
Yeah, not that uncommon dragon, but the Silumgar, the Drifting Death. That's an easy pick 1 for Sam, but you're now into 2 colors already. Let's see his second pick. Randy, so what now?
Bathing Dragonfire is good. Flame Rush Rider is good, but not in that deck necessarily. Aven Surveyor is the best blue or black card, right? I mean, Bathing Dragonfire is probably better than Aven Surveyor, but I already have a 2-color gold card, so I don't really want to add a 3rd color to my deck. Orc Sure Shot is the other card. I think you want to play your Silumgar, so you want to be blue-black. I think that means you go Sure Shot or Aven Surveyor, even though these red cards might be better. But yeah, I don't want to get involved in a red fight. Let somebody else figure out whether to take which of those is better and how they want to fight their neighbor. Between the Sure Shot and the Surveyor, while Sure Shot's actually, I mean, it's kind of cool with Silumgar that, you know, I can give a -1 that way, and then they get a -1 from the Sure Shot. Sure Shot Surveyor, wow.
The thing is, don't you want the time from the Surveyor to guarantee that you're going to just get deeper into the game to head towards your Silumgar?
I mean, Sure Shot's going to buy you some time by killing things too.
Sure.
I guess I think the power level of Surveyor is higher than Sure Shot, but I don't have enough experience with the Sure Shot, quite frankly. I haven't gotten it. Every time I play it, they kill it. I never get to see what he can do if you untap. So, yeah, I could see either Surveyor or Sure Shot making sense here.
Right.
I guess I go Surveyor because I think blue is a better color than black.
Now, Nate, this was an interesting one because as Randy was talking, more and more people thinking about more and more things.
Yep.
What did we end up with?
We ended up with a narrow victory for Aven Surveyor over the Orc Sure Shot.
Right, so let's see whether Sam Pardee takes one of the... Yeah, there we go. So he actually went with the minority pick. He went with the Sure Shot. Well, never hurts to be sure. Sam Pardee goes with the black card and stays there and leaves the double blue to someone else. Because one thing's for sure, that Aven Surveyor is not coming back. All right, next up, we go to a Brazilian Grand Prix winner. This is Eduardo dos Santos Vieira, Lixo on Magic Online, one of the great Magic Online grinders. He opened up this pack, and he ends up going with the red. Yes, Randy points straight away. Down at the bottom, in the middle there.
You're not happy to be pathing Bathing Dragonfire, though.
Right, sure.
That's the next best card in the pack, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, so he's taken Shaman of the Great Hunt. passing a Bathe in Dragonfire, but now he has to turn his attention to pick 2. And Randy, so what now?
Heel Cutter's definitely a great card in any red deck. I mean, the Whisperer is decent. Noxious Dragon is too expensive. Dallas is good. I think this is a pretty easy Goblin Heel Cutter for me. None of these other cards are worth adding a color for, and I'm already red. Like, if I wasn't already red, I'd probably rather draft Dowsing Gloom than Goblin Heel Cutter. I mean, I think that's a style thing, mostly because red is a weak color in general, but we're already playing red. We got the bomb rare, so I think Goblin Heel Cutter's the pick. Very powerful card. Has to be only at its best in an aggressive deck, so it definitely sculpts the way you're going to have to draft from here on out, but that's the way I would go.
All right, Nate, what do the people at home say?
Overwhelmingly, they took the Heel Cutter. It's one of the best commons in the set, and they kind of rallied behind it.
Okay, let's see whether Eduardo dos Santos Vieira agrees. He does indeed. The Heel Cutter makes the cut for the Brazilian Magic Online grinder. So well done to him. That's 2 there. We move on round to a very, very special VIP player who we hardly ever see at the Pro Tour. In fact, we haven't seen him play at the Pro Tour since Pro Tour Paris 2006 Worlds, at that event where he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Almost a decade later, Gary Wise back at the Pro Tour this weekend. So here was his first pick in a draft at the Pro Tour level for 9 years. Well, it was a good one, Randy. He waited a while, but he got a good one. Ojutai, Soul of Winter. So that's what he opens up with. Once again, though, we're into gold territory. Here comes pick 2. The question is, Randy, so what now?
I definitely want to stay blue and white. Soul Summons is a pretty solid 2-drop in my blue-white deck. Right into Being is decent. You know, there's the Bathe, which is good, but I'm already 2 colors. Same with Harsh Sustenance, I don't want to add a color. War Flare is good, but I don't want to add a color. I'm going Soul Summons. I want to get a good 2-drop. I want to make sure that I have the ability to interact in those early turns. Maybe I'm attacking, buying time to get to my Ojutai. It's not the most exciting card in this pack. Like, you can make a case for War Flare, Harsh Sustenance, and Bathe all being better than Soul Summons, but I'm taking Soul Summons.
That's interesting that there are quite a lot of cards there that you like more as a card, but have to dismiss for a variety of reasons, in a sense that you're down at a pick 5 on pick 2 because 2, 3, and 4 don't fit
add a third
right.
color, add a third color, add a third color. Sure. I'll just take Soul Summons. It's perfectly a good card.
All right. So what do people think at home, Nate?
I can see what they're doing here. Most of the people actually voted for Right into Being, but as soon as Randy started talking about Soul Summons, a whole bunch of people jumped on the Soul Summons bandwagon. That said, Right into Being still ends up being the crowd favorite at this time.
See, now what we need to do, Randy, on the next pick, we need you to just like randomly pick the worst cards in the booster and see whether everyone at home is just following what you say. They will make that the control experiment. All right, let's see what Gary Wise did. He took the Soul Summons, avoid the third color, the Hall of Famers stick together. So we get one more player, and this is a great story. This is Jeff Moore, who was playing in his first Pro Tour. He went 0-3 at his only premier event, Grand Prix Omaha, came in with this stacked table, actually played Luis Scott-Vargas for the pod win. So he got to 2-0 before Luis took the table. So Jeff opens up this pack, and he is going to go up at the top right with a green card. It's Warden of the First Tree. Perfectly presentable first pick in your first Pro Tour draft. So now, once again, Randy, for the final time at this Pro Tour, the question is, so what now?
All right, I'm kind of leaning Abzan. I know I want to be green. Whisper of the Wilds jumps out as a 2-drop. Great 2-drop to have in that deck. Grim Contest is also intriguing to me. I mean, green-black lets me activate my Warden. So Battle Brawler is a very good card, but he's red-white. It's not right for my colors. I want to be Abzan. I don't want to be Mardu. So I think it's Whisperer versus Grim Contest, and I feel like I'm already green-black, and if I can get into that Toughness Matters archetype, I can get, Archer's Parapets, maybe even a Kintree Invocation. It's either Grim Contest or Whisperer of the Wilds. That's a tough one. I mean, my Warden kind of wants to beat down, so I'm not leaning so much toward a Grim Contest in this. I would probably take the Whisperer just because I feel like it's a little bit safer, but I could totally respect a Grim Contest pick here.
Before we actually find out what people at home would have done, I want to ask you, as a result of listening to these 8, something that you've said a lot there and is very clear is that once you've picked the first, you're heading towards those colors pretty hard a lot of the time.
Well, I would prefer to be in those colors.
Right.
Like, you can't get wedded to your first pick. Like, if the color isn't available, you have to be willing to abandon your first pick. It may actually be a leak in my game. I think I probably hold on to my first picks too much. But yeah, you absolutely prefer to play that, especially when it's a powerful card, when it's a rare. You would like to keep playing it, and it should definitely color your influence. You just have to be careful not to get too wedded to it.
All right, so let's find out, Nate, what did people go with at home?
It was a really close back and forth between the Sandblast and the Whisper of the Wilds, but in the end, the Whisper ends up pulling it off, and the green common takes down the title.
All right, Whisper of the Wilds, is that what Jeff Moore went with in his first Pro Tour draft? No, it was not.
Interesting.
Huh. All right. Well, there you have it. There were the 8 picks of the second pack for all the players at our featured draft yesterday. If you want to go through every pick from the draft, you've got 2 drafts to choose from. That draft from yesterday morning, and then this morning as well, we went deep for you. You can see 16 players every pick if you want to get a leg up for your Magic Online drafts. And that wraps up for this Pro Tour. So what now?